We have 20 of the most common 25-foot tape measures found at your local home improvement store. Depending on the price, they have different features and potentially will make you more effective in your measuring tasks. Almost all of you in the trades has their favorite tape measure, but is it really the best? At the conclusion of this video, you will have all the information you need to make the best possible decision and stop wasting your money. We took your favorite tape measures and put them through 7 scoreable categories, including price, features, standout, visibility, durability, and retraction. The scoring criteria was simple. Each tape was tested. All of the scores averaged out. If you were above average, you got a point. Below average, minus the point. If you were at the best in your class, you got an additional point. Worst in your class, you got an additional point minus. These 20 tape measures have an average cost of $18. Average 2.5 features have an average standout of 9.85 feet, which means on average only deliver 83.7% of their advertised standout, which is way below their average 12.4 feet of claimed standout. On average, these 20 tape measures did well in the durability, readability, and retraction test, except for a small percentage of tapes that failed and couldn't complete the test. Here are the results.
Stanley's Powerlock has a price tag of $11, scores a 1 for features, has a 10-foot standout claim, delivering 79.5% of that at 7.95 actual feet of standout, scores a 7 in retraction, 4 in visibility.
B1 is 23 3/4.
2 in durability,
Off by an eighth.
giving it a -3 overall score, placing it 7th in our ranking. Milwaukee Stud Magnetic has a price tag of $32. Gets a 3 for features, has a standout claim of 17 feet, but delivers only 67.33% of that claim at 11.45 feet. Scores a 15.50 for retraction, a 4 for visibility,
25 13/16.
5 for durability,
You got some abrasion here on the bottom of the hook, but it's not crooked.
with an overall score of 1, placing it 4th in our ranking. Craftsman's Easy Grip has a price of $15, scored a 2 in features, has a standout claim of 13 feet, but delivered only 77.2% of that at 10 feet, 0.04 inches. Scored a 4.67 in retraction, 2 in visibility.
G1 is 12 7/16.
3 in our durability.
We're getting some bending in the blade.
With an overall score of -1, placing it 5th in our rankings. Komelon Self Lock has a price of $8, scores 4 for features with no standout claim, delivering 7.59 actual feet of standout, scored an 11.67 in retraction, 1 in visibility.
That high vis is really difficult for me to kind of focus on. Busy 16th markings on the bottom or the 8th markings on the bottom, and just the lines on top are jumbling up the lines at the bottom.
5 in durability. With an overall score of 1, placing it 4th in our ranking. DeWalt has a price of $16, scores a 3 for features, and claims a 13-foot standout, but delivers only 78.95% of that at 10.26 feet. Scores a 6.67 in retraction, 2 in visibility,
12 3/8.
2 in durability,
A little crinkle here in the scale.
giving it an overall score of -2, placing it 6th in our ranking. Crescent Control retails for $16, scored 2 for features, claims 11 foot of standout, and delivers 104.03% of that at 11.44 feet. Scored a 19 in retraction, 6 in our visibility test. I will say, of this board, my favorite tape was probably C. 3 in our drop test.
It's a little rough.
Giving it an overall score of -1, placing it 5th in our ranking. Kobalt Compact Magnetic has a price of $20. Scores a 3 for features, has a 12-foot standout claim, delivering only 75.31% of that at 11.53 feet. Scores a 16 in retraction, 1 in visibility,
13 and 7/8.
3 in durability,
Looks like it took a little hit on the blade.
with an overall score of -4, placing it 8th in our ranking. Stanley FatMax Classic has a price tag of $23. Gets a 2 for features, has a standout claim of 14 feet, delivering 84.71% of that at 11.86 actual feet of standout. Scores a 10.67 in retraction, 5 in visibility.
Is 8 1/4. Most easily readable, in my ultimate opinion, is E1.
5 in durability, giving it an overall score of 2, placing it 3rd in our ranking. Milwaukee Compact has a price tag of $11. Scores a 3 for features, claims 12 foot of standout, delivers 75.31% of that at 9.04 feet of standout. 2.67 in retraction, 2 in visibility,
28 and 7/8.
2 in durability.
It's not looking too good. The actual tape measure housing is broken. And once that's removed, will the tape at some point get dragged inside the housing all the way? I don't know. Irregardless of all of that, it looks as though our hook is bent. Tape measures off approximately a 16th.
Giving it an overall score of -2 and a 6th place ranking. Craftsman High Vis has a price of $9, scored a 1 in features, had a standout claim of 7 feet, and delivered 99.95% of that at 7 feet. Scored an 11 in the retraction test, 2 in our visibility test,
20 and 3/8.
and 4 in durability. With an overall score of -2, it placed 6th in our overall rankings. Stanley's 25-foot tape measure at $5 gets a 2 for features, has a claimed standout of 7 feet, delivering 96.14% of that at 6.73 feet, has a 1.67 in retraction, scores a 4 for visibility.
E2 is 10 and 5/8.
5 for durability.
This is the cheapest of the tape measures.
With an overall score at 5, placing it 2nd in our ranking. Kobalt Self Lock has a price of $13, scores a 4 for features, has no standout claim but delivers 7.84 feet, scored 11 in retraction, 1 in visibility.
The yellow sometimes gets me a little fuzzy, especially the high vis yellow.
3, in durability.
We're having some rippling in the tape in this scale.
With an overall score of -2, giving it a 6th place finish in our ranking. Crescent Nite-Eye has a price of $28, scored a 2 for features with a standout claim of 17 feet, delivered 71.43% of that at 12.14 feet. Scored a 13.67 in retraction, 4 in visibility.
Black with a high vis green, that was very easy to see.
I will say I can see the hash marks. It got a little jumbled in there.
2 in durability.
Has a drop rating, they claim, from 120 foot. We dropped it 10 times less than that. Is that right? 120? 100? I'm kind of surprised by that. Tape measure's now off by at least a 16th, maybe closer to an 1/8. This is now trash.
With an overall score of -4, placing it 8th. Milwaukee Compact Autolock has a price tag of $17, scores a 3 for features with a claim of 12 foot of standout, delivering 74.83% of that at 8.98 feet. Scores a 7 for retraction, 4 for visibility,
30 and 7/8.
5 for durability.
Blade's okay? Dead on.
With an overall score of 2, placing it 3rd in our ranking. Stanley FatMax Autolock has a price tag of $26, gets a 3 for features, has a standout claim of 14 feet, delivering 78.29% of that at 10.96 feet. Scored a 12 for retraction, 5 for visibility.
J is 19 and 11/16. My third favorite tape was J.
4 for durability.
It did take a hit and still reached true.
Giving it an overall score of 1, placing it 4th in our ranking. DeWalt XP has a price of $33, scores a 2 for features, claims 13 foot of standout, delivering 96.15% at 12.5 feet. Scores an 11.5 in retraction, a 2 in visibility,
16 and an 1/8.
4 in durability. -2 overall score, giving it a 6th place finish in our ranking. Komelon LED has a $20 price tag, scoring a 4 for features, no standout claim, but delivers 7.75 feet of standout. Scored 11.33 in retraction, 4 in visibility,
6 and 13/16.
2 in durability.
After the retraction test and the drop test, the tape was kind of stuck out. We couldn't get it to fully retract. I had to play with it a little bit.
2 in durability.
It is retracting. Still reading true.
With an overall score of -3, placing it 7th in our ranking. Craftsman's ProReach has a price of $18, scored a 1 in features, has a standout claim of 14 feet, and delivered 83.17% of that at 11.64 feet of actual standout. Scored a 12.67 in retraction, 3 in visibility,
is 10 3/8.
3 in durability.
Tape feels good. Hook is fine.
But it sounds like there could be something wrong with the mechanism inside of it.
Still reads true.
With an overall score of -6, it scored 9th overall in our rankings. Milwaukee Wide Blade has a price tag of $26 and scores 3 for features with a claimed 17-foot of Standout, delivering 75.92% of that at 12.91 actual feet of Standout, scoring a 13.5 in retraction, 2 in visibility.
D1 is 20 and 7/16.
5 in durability.
This is my personal favorite. Looks like no blade and no hook issues.
With an overall score of 1, placing it 4th in our ranking. Stanley Center Scale Leverlock has a price tag of $8. Gets a 3 for features. Has a standout claim of 7 feet, delivering 104.43% of that claim standout at 7.31 feet. Scores a 1.67 in retraction, 4 in visibility,
21 and an eighth.
2 in durability.
This is a cheaper of the tape measures. The hook did take a hit, but it's still straight. There's some rippling here and rippling here. Still reads true.
Giving it an overall score of 8, placing it 1st in our ranking.
I could have never predicted those results, and I don't think you could have either. A lot of people will pick the most expensive and always equate it to the best. But that's the reason we do this testing. I want to go over some of the standouts. In dead last, we have Craftsman's ProReach tape measure. It wasn't that it failed or that it was just a bad tape measure, although I guess that it is. It couldn't warrant its $18 price tag for the mid-range performance that it delivered. You can still use this tape measure, although me and Jimmy both didn't necessarily like the white scale. It was a little tougher to read. The standout wasn't great, and that's what put it in 9th place. In number 8 was a tape measure that me and Jimmy both loved, especially for its scale and readability. It scored really well. It also scored really well in Standout. That put this in 8th place. Price at $28. And number 2 was its bent clip. That's it. Now, this tape measure is trash. It's not usable. It's not accurate. This is a paperweight now. And here's the most disappointing part. I felt that of all the tape measures that we tested here, this Gen 2 Nite-Eyes was the most improved. I liked it the best when it came to reading the tape measure. I liked it best in hand. This felt great. Problem was, Crescent gave it 120-foot drop rating. We literally dropped this 10 feet off of a ladder onto concrete. The hook bent, and now it's trash. And it's number 8 in the ranking. Tied for that number 8 spot is Kobalt's Compact Tape Measure. It just couldn't overcome its price tag of $20 for what this tape measure was delivering. It's still usable. Its hook's not bent. It's not broken. It's just that it could have delivered more. Those were our worst performers. Let's talk about our best performers. In the number 3 spot, we have Milwaukee's Compact Autolock tape measure. This tape measure comes in at $17. It had good readability. It had good retraction. Has good visibility. It survived our drop test. And this thing can still go to work. We had no creasing in this scale. This is going to help you to get your job done. In the number 2 spot, we have Stanley's 25-foot tape measure. This is a $5 tape measure. It did well in readability. It did well in retraction. I mean, it did great in durability. It delivered 97% of its advertised standout. You just can't beat the price, and it's going to get the job done. And finally, we have the biggest showstopper, the most unassuming tape measure of all 20 tape measures here. You would have never guessed it. I would have never guessed it. Stanley's Leverlock. It has great retraction. It did great in durability. It delivered 105% of its advertised standout. It's an $8 tape measure. It had a fairly readable scale. Wasn't our favorite, but for the price, this tape measure and the value that it delivered put it in the top spot. Leave it down in the comment section below. Which one of these tape measures do you use? What is your favorite? Look, here's the deal. Just being honest, this is a very comprehensive test. You can't argue with math and science. It's just the results are the results. It might not be what you like, but it's the truth.